It's easy to parody and even easier to put out and point to problematic elements in the set dressing. But Dukes of Hazzard was really a nice, fun, wholesome family entertainment. Let's talk about it.
And it's Thursday. You know what that means? It's time for us to have another Throwback Thursday. And we're gonna go back in time, throw up that celebration, because Heart of the Stories we tell, and me, Rob the host, is going to take us back to a quick nostalgic look and see how a story was that might be a little bit on the older side. So celebrate your week almost being over as we look at
Them there Duke boys, and their car, the General Lee, which even if I think that's not exactly the right color for it, is a beautiful car. And their Uncle Jesse. No, not that Uncle Jesse. Sorry, ladies. He doesn't look like that. He looks like this. But in general, most of the hate that gets thrown this way is because of a symbol that's on the General Lee, well, in the name of the General Lee. And I'd prefer not to really discuss that, but I guess you can't avoid it in one of these discussions because of the fact that it's just so there. Because of the racism inherent in what happened during the Civil War, any conversation of General Lee or the Confederate flag ends up becoming a discussion about racism. The problem is that this show wasn't built on that. This show was very much built on just some good old boys trying to do good and being good people. To be honest, it's got bad cops shooting at people for no good reason and being prejudiced against people who didn't do anything wrong. Come to think of it, shouldn't Black Lives Matter want the General Lee on their side? Because you don't want to be these guys. You want to be these two, the Duke boys. But alright, for those of you that don't know what I do here, I normally try to avoid hot topic subjects like that because I'm reviewing the story itself. The good and the bad, I do reviews as stories come out, like movies and TV shows, but then I do Throwback Thursdays like this to talk about older stories. If that sounds interesting to you, or if you just want to hear me go on some insane rants, click subscribe. But for now, we're going to examine the story about some good old boys never meaning no harm. The boys are the Duke boys, and their cousin Daisy, and their Uncle Jesse, and the General Lee, and the trouble they get into while trying to help people. But I guess on that off chance someone would be spoiled by it, spoiler alert. Yeah, okay. So, spoiler alert, and now we're going to talk about the setting. Hazard County is what I would lovingly refer to as a little bit backwater, or maybe just a little bit down home redneck. It's a southern part of the country, and basically it's the home of the good old boys who are just trying to get along, but they're not fully integrated into modern society. There's still moonshining and there's still a little bit of hanky-panky going on. But at the end of the day, it's a place full of good people. And who are those good people? Well, let's get into character. So good old Uncle Jesse has taken in his two nephews and his niece. And he did so because their parents are gone. Now, the nephews have a little bit of background where they have some legal issues, and Uncle Jesse himself's a moonshiner, so that's a legal issue in and of itself. Daisy, as far as I understand, does not have any trouble with them, though. She did not ever go to jail. Now, who is in charge of this town? Well, that's Boss Hogg, and his inept and rather humorous Sheriff Roscoe P. Coltrane. In general, them Duke boys are pretty good people. What they want to do is they want to help people out on any individual day. Daisy just is going about her business as normal, like a young woman would. And normally Boss Hogg and good old Sheriff P. Coltrane just are getting in the way because they have some illegal things going on, and the Dukes get in their way. Which I guess is also already starting to summarize the plot. So the plot is literally just the theme song. Just some good old boys, never meaning no harm, been in trouble with the law since the day they were born. Basically, it's just these two guys going out and doing the Robin Hood thing, trying to help, and every once in a while their cousin helping out, and yeah, they do some extra legal things, we'll say, but nothing any worse than what it was like in any other TV show. I mean, realistically, they're just kind of like the A-Team, just only stuck in one area. My point of view is actually rather weird because you'd think it would just be the Duke boys, but it's not. There's an omniscient third-person narrator that narrates the entire thing. That might even be part of its charm. But okay, theme and symbolism. The theme is all about helping out your fellow man. Symbolism I'm skipping because that generally just is problematic to discuss. So the good. The good is that it's a fun, action-y show. And another good is the cast. They all actually pull things off rather well. I will totally admit sex appeal is part of the beauty of this show. It was designed to get the women to like the guys with their shirts off and guys to love Daisy Duke. But the action's there too. It's a fun romp if you don't think about it too much. The bad. The bad is that this didn't age well. If you didn't love these characters in the 80s, you're not going to love them now. The nostalgia is necessary. And remember when I said it was fun if you don't think? Yeah, you really need to not think through some of these. They destroyed a lot of cars making these jumps. And I guess that brings us to the ugly. And the ugly is the fact that this show that should be remembered as down-home fun gets remembered for this flag that's racist. Before I got to the end here, I really had every intention of giving this a high rating, but I'm guessing I'm realistically have to go with Copper. It's good, and if you remember it from the 80s, go watch it again. If not, maybe not so much. Let me know what you think down in the comments, though. Especially, do you like the series from the 80s? Does that change now that you're older? And of course, like and share this video if you liked my weird-ass commentary. And subscribe if you haven't already. I'm trying to build a community. I had a goal of getting 100 subscribers, but now YouTube has yanked that out from under my feet, and I'm going to need 1,000 to keep monetization open. So if you know about 900 other people to subscribe, let me know. If not, just leave a comment and let's try to make this community work, even if I can't monetize it. When I hit 100 subscribers, I'm still giving away an Amazon gift card. For now, thank you for watching and walking with me through the heart of the stories we tell.